And I think we are about ready to turn it over to Leggy and Company for Final Fantasy Legend 2.
Hi, I'm Leggy. This is Final Fantasy Legend 2. And since I'm going to be playing a game, I've got two wonderful people to help me talk about it. Scala and Ven, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Hi everyone, I am Scala Kitty. I'm very excited to be here for Leggy's run of Final Fantasy Legend 2. We have a very special bid war for this. You might have seen it while you were checking out all our different incentives. And that is the good taste versus bad taste bid war, where y'all will decide exactly what this game is going to look like. Final Fantasy Legend 2 is a pretty early on Game Boy game, and we'd like to go and give it a fresh coat of paint. I'm the one who has designed all these different palettes, and I'm looking forward to either pleasing and or cursing your eyes this run.
Yeah, when you say giving it a fresh coat of paint, some of these bad taste palettes will definitely put the pain in paint. We're here for those. But the good taste ones are also so gorgeous, so just because bad taste looks like it has a commanding lead, don't be afraid to chip in. Oh, also, hi, I'm Invenerable. I run this game too, and I love talking about it and hanging out with my friends while they're playing it. So yeah, it's good to be here.
Yeah, and Inven's the one who taught me this game.
It's not like that. It's a huge undertaking. Like it's a really fun run. If you want to get into speedrunning RPGs, it's a great one to dive into. It's pretty easy to learn the route, and then it's all execution and just speeding up your menuing and just optimizing. So this is all Leggy's doing. Don't you blame me for this.
So I'm ready to get started. Don't know about anyone else.
I'm ready to get started, and also so that we friends know, yes, we are starting on hot dog stand for the bad taste palettes. And by the way, guess what? This is not as bad as they get. There is so much more bad to go, but that is up to y'all. And I believe Gambit will be the one in charge of telling us when we're swapping. And we have one swap already banked. For every $20 that we have banked, we can force a swap. So trust me, there is so much to enjoy this run, but I think we should get started.
Yeah. So, I'll just give a quick countdown. We'll get started on go. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. We're going to start off. We've got this massive lore dump, but I need my first name.
First name for the human is going to be Poke, capital P-O-K-E.
Poke. Yeah.
Or is it poke like the food?
I like to imagine that Dad wakes you up there. Poke, wake up, Poke. That's actually a really good name here. I like it.
Yeah, and of course Dad walks right out the window, because of course he does. Yeah, so we're just a kid living in a town. Dad ran out the window to go buy milk and said he'd be back. Hasn't shown up again. So we're gonna go off and find him. Gotta go to school first. Because here at school, we're gonna get our other 3 party members. So it is just about time for those names.
Alright, I'm ready. Just let me know when you need them.
Yep. We're just getting a bunch of lore dump about these magi things. I'm sure they're not important. Alright, so what's the imp?
Imp is going to be Boop, capital B-O-O-P.
Okay, I like these names already. The robot?
Robot is going to be Hotbot, just H-T-B-T.
Aw, Hotbot.
T-B-T. And the baby dragon?
Is Durg, all capital, D-E-R-G.
Durg. I approve.
And also, just to update you real fast, we just got a $100 donation in.
Oh my goodness.
From the Satisfied, who put it all towards some good taste.
Oh.
Oh, so that'll put good taste in the lead, but can I make a really dumb pun right quick while you're leaving town, Leggy?
Yes.
Okay, now that you've mustered your friends for battle, your teacher has to catch up and come with you. Hot dog,
Yeah.
we're on our way. I'm sorry, I get out.
And so we already can't run from the first encounter. Running away is one of the primary things we'll be doing in battles up until the very end of the game. But unfortunately, we have Mr. S with us right now. We can't actually leave town without him. And having a guest party member in the party dramatically reduces your odds you're going to run away from the battle. So expect a lot of complaining as long as I have a fifth party member.
Also, since we are now in good taste territory, we should probably start this off with one of the new ones that I definitely wanted to show off because it's inspired by this event. So I know it's probably going to be both me and Gambit kind of picking and choosing what we're going to be showing, and maybe Invent too, because Invent also now has the list. The list. But can we have PB's Pride?
Yes, we can.
Yay! So this
As
one was...
I try to run around while mucking around with the menus to change that.
Well, the good news, at least, is all these monsters have knocked down effectively the front row of Leggy's party there. You saw that both Poke and Boop took a dive, which is great. As soon as anyone on your team gets knocked out, your run rate goes to 100%, basically. So that's actually why Leggy stripped the armor off of Poke at the very start. We want her to check out that floor as quickly as possible in most fights if we don't get away first try.
Mm-hmm. And because we're running this particular party, and I want a little extra bit of marathon safety, I picked up a bow from the chest there. Now would be a great time to talk about how robot equipment works.
Do robots work? Scala, are you familiar with the laws of robotics?
The laws of robotics state that the more stuff you duct tape to the robot, the stronger the robot will be. Basically, the way robots work in this game is they can have pretty much anything, any amount of different like weaponry or defensive items in their inventory, unlike other characters who are restricted by, logic. Like if you have, say, a human, they can only wear one hat. Robots don't care. Robots can wear as many hats as they want. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be loading up the robot with as much offensive equipment as possible, all of which will add to the robot's agility and will also then calculate damage based on the robot's agility. And this is basically what we do in order to make our robot super duper powerful. And basically the robot is going to be our main damage dealer for this run.
Yeah, because agility also governs three other very important things. The first one is your accuracy of physical attacks. The other main stat we can buff the robot is strength, but until we get to the end game and find some strength-based gear that never misses, if we just went all in on strength, the robot would be missing a whole heck of a lot. The second thing it governs is your position in a round of combat. So because the robot is going to have a lot of agility, until it gets so high that it wraps all the way back around to rolling last, it will usually be the first character to act in any battle. And then finally, agility governs our ability to run away. So even as the enemies get more powerful and their average agility rises, the robot having a metric ton of agility is going to basically mean that as long as we don't have a guest party member, our odds of running away are 100%.
And that's all you need to know about robots. Also, robots are cute.
Robots are cute.
Also, and we will point this out at the relevant story point, the robot is the source of nearly all the music you hear in the game. Whatever background music is playing, your robot is a portable boombox. That music is coming from the robot, and we have proof to back this up, but not yet.
Yeah. As for the other characters in the party, we have two monsters which grow in power in a very interesting way. You'll notice in the one encounter we fought so far, there was a meat drop. that I didn't interact with. If one of my monster characters had eaten the meat, they would change form into a different form, depending on what they currently are and what meat they eat. So a lot of the routing of this game is based around, okay, what meat do I want to eat for my various monsters to produce particular outcomes? Then we have the human in the party, who's basically, it's kind of like Final Fantasy II, not Final Fantasy II, which is actually 4, but the NES version of Final Fantasy II, where doing actions in combat increases the associated stat. Our human is not going to be doing very much. Every time we get in combat, there's a chance the human might gain some HP, but we're not actually going to spend any time really trying to grind that human up to have any kind of relevant stats.
And it's not really all that surprising that the Saga series takes a lot from Final Fantasy II. It shares the same game design lead. I'm going to do my best to pronounce his name properly. Akitoshi Kawazu, who basically, after Final Fantasy II, was very, very different from Final Fantasy I. Basically, Square then gave him like a completely separate series. It's like, hey, why don't you go do that over here?
And yet, Nintendo of America decided, you know what? That's an RPG. We're going to call that one Final Fantasy.
I mean, there's a lot to be said about why all the Game Boy games made by Square got basically rebranded as Final Fantasy games, but it's okay. So basically, in the East, this series is known as the Saga series. It's still going on today. There's still plenty of Saga games being released now. But for a lot of people, the original Game Boy trilogy is still a big source of nostalgia. And hey, it's getting a re-release on the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Bedragon, do you want me to actually go into that? Because I can go into that.
Well, we can also get into the fact that I have another party member again, and he is very slow.
She's not a speedy lady. But I'm still impressed you made it this far till you got your first can't run. Like, you're already this far into the Asura's base? Like, that's not shabby. But that can't run counter with Key is at 1. Let's see how high it gets. I think you're going to get out of here with only 2 can't runs, I believe.
I hope.
Here, since we have like 5 minutes. Here you go. Final Fantasy Adventure is technically both a Final Fantasy game and a mana game because the first mana game is indeed subtitled Final Fantasy Gaiden. It was made to be a spin-off of a Final Fantasy game. Therefore, it occupies a Venn diagram between mana games and Final Fantasy games. Also, it has chocobos.
There's more. What is it called in Europe, Scala?
It's called Mystic Quest.
Just to make things even better.
You can also, Blaze, you can always donate for hot takes and palette swaps. And I know we got several banked gambits, so let us know when we're going to be doing swaps.
Well, we've got 1 bad taste and 4 good tastes banked up currently. So, Leggy, whenever you feel like it, just let me know and I can give you a random one from the list.
Oh no, I don't get to choose.
Oh.
That's part of the game.
Okay.
I have to be at the whims of whatever palettes you all tell me to put.
Well then, ever since I saw this list, I have been looking at Barbie's Nightmare House. So, shall we go ahead and give another sneak peek of a brand new one?
Indeed. Let me just get that.
This is going to be fun for chat. So chat, remember though, if you want more bad taste, you have to donate for it. But we got at least 1 to show you, and so we'll show you a new one. And you all before were like, bad taste isn't that bad.
Yeah, this is deeply cursed. I love it.
Did you say deeply thirst? I could go for some grape juice right now.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is great. You
It
sure
reminds
this
me
is
of
bad taste?
it's like both pink and purple cotton candy all at once.
I know, that's why, like I said, that's why it's Barbie's Nightmare House. And also, it's inverted.
So, quick storyline. He's like, oh no, Asura's folks are invading our world and being jerks. I'll help you beat them up. You beat them up. You get some magi. You go to the next world, because you're going to take down the first of many new gods. It's our job. It's our job. We're on a mission to attack and dethrone gods, and collect their magical little baubles for ourselves. Right?
Right. And so, for those of you who are familiar with the entire trilogy of the Game Boy Saga games, you will be looking at the name and being like, wait, Ashura, wasn't that the final boss of the first one? And yes.
Poor
Just to
Ashura. He gets knocked down further and further on like the strength tier with every Saga game.
I mean, it's like anime when, you know, the final boss of the first season is basically just the comedic relief in the second.
So, another fun little thing, if you played this game casually in your youth, I'm sure you remember visiting the first town, being attacked by random passersby, talking, finding your way through the sandstorm, Now, we know the path. We don't need to talk to strangers. We know where Asura is. We are going straight to Asura, not passing go, and collecting all the agility gear we can find in the tower on our way up.
The poor battle
Indeed.
sprites look so confused.
I mean, every monster is a different mood, right? Isn't that our
Yes.
community canon with this game now?
Yeah, the bird enemies in this game basically look like chocobos.
Here's Mask. Definitely not Dad. What are you talking about?
Not at all, Dad.
Mask is one of the few partner characters who is actually useful to have.
This palette actually makes the skeleton-style enemies look terrified. Not terrifying, terrified. They look like they're like, oh no, they're here for me, oh no. And the fish, of course, are always confused, because I swear, like, there's an underwater section in this game, and I don't think I've ever run into a fish there. It's just everywhere but the underwater section.
Oh no, I can't run with Mask! What is
no.
this?
What?
You only got the 2 with Key, though. You were due for a boop in here.
Fair.
Yeah, 2 with Key is really good. Like, it's entirely possible to get, like, 5 can't runs with her, and it's heartrending if you're going for PB attempts.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just making sure that Hotbot's HP was okay. It's a little lower than we'd like, but should be alright.
Yeah, I will save. Normally in PB attempts, you don't bother saving before Ashura because, like, you're 15 minutes in, might as well just reset. That's 2 can't runs.
Mask, why?
Incidentally, this is also the reason why... So, as far as marching order, different runners of the game do different orders here. I always put my robot at the 4th one because I have notoriously terrible luck with can't runs, and the further back you are in the marching order, just generally the less likely enemies are to hit you. And because I expect to get like a dozen can't runs every time, I play it a little more cautiously than some folks.
Mm-hmm. I thought the 3rd and 4th slots had the same odds of being hit.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, because I am fairly confident it's the same odds you get in Final Fantasy 1, which is 50% for the first slot, then 25 for the second, and then approximately 1 in 8 for the back 2. I could be wrong.
Yeah, this is. I know Leggy's been working on the math that actually works behind Legend 2, and math in this game is weird.
Yeah.
Math in general is pretty weird, right?
This game in general is pretty weird. Anyway, so we have killed our first god. Go us. Mask
That
is
got
going
scary.
to.
That got very scary.
It's okay, you got it there. You got there, and that's what's important. But now, our friend Key, she's, Ashura micronized his forces, and now they are inside Key, messing with her, and so now we too must also learn how to micronize. And so we have been sent off by Key's fairy assistant to find the world of the giants and see if they know anything about micronizing technology. I am analyzing this plot point as I'm explaining it, and I ended up with more questions than when I started.
Yeah.
Well, and then, you know, we have that other recurring joke that, wait, are we the baddies? And given our solution to fixing Key's infection problem, yeah, our heroism is dubious at best.
Yeah, especially the speed run, because, like, oh, there's all these baddies inside Key's body. You should definitely beat them up. Well, this is a speed run. How do we get away from random encounters? We run.
So ultimately, we kill only one thing in Key's body, and we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Leggy, are you ready to switch palettes?
I am.
Yeah, this is a good spot because we have some dialogue.
Now let's go back to good. Let's go to Welcome to IKEA.
For all your affordable furniture needs.
And why
Wasn't this
Leggy-
originally supposed to be a bad taste one that you swapped back?
Yeah, because I'm like, you know what? It's not that bad. It's actually kind of cute.
And actually, if you don't mind me sneaking in real fast, we did get a donation in
Oh, sure, go.
Yeah.
from BDragon28, who gave $40 for a couple more bad tastes later on.
Yay. Also, so we just meet up with Dad, who we totally were not just fighting gods with, like, the last world. Dad has given us a magi, told us to continue on our quest, and so we will be continuing onwards on our quest. And that means having to do this thing that the game never tells you to do, which is to sneak behind the counter here and ask the shopkeeper, hey, why do you have so much giant gear? And then he's like, well, talk to Johnny about it. So now we have to go talk to Johnny. The game also doesn't tell you who Johnny is. It's this guy right now.
You think
I feel
I'm a
like the
giant?
shopkeeper, when you surprise him, goes, wah!
Ah, it's actually Waluigi.
Yeah.
It is now the lore. So now that we talked to Johnny, accused him of being a giant, decided not to press the issue, but he told us how to get into the Giant's Town, which is this amoeba. This secret passage right here.
That's totally an amoeba. Absolutely. That's exactly what that was.
I'm trying to imagine a universe where people get offended if it suggested that, wait, are you a giant? Like, anytime anyone like has ever asked me that question, I'm like, okay, one, you're clearly mistaken, but two, thank you?
So, here's the awkward question. Because usually I don't have to deal with this. How does one get rid of blindness on your dragon?
You have to buy eye drops, I think?
No, you can just it'll fix itself when you eat your meat later.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, that'll
Because normally I don't have to worry about that until we get into the final gauntlet, because I've never actually gotten that unrunnable encounter before.
Yeah. Alternately, elixirs will also cure all status elements. Tents won't, but elixirs will, or elixirs.
As I have learned in a couple of gauntlet attempts.
But yeah, because to get ahead of ourselves just a hair, I'm 90% sure monster transformations cure all status effects, but
yeah.
even if not, the abilities you use with the next monster form on your baby dragon all don't miss anyway.
Yeah, they're all magic attacks.
Well, look, Rex, the running theories about why are there no giants here in Giants World is because they have all micronized themselves and are living in the normal town. At least that's my theory.
Yeah, but anyway, we stole the Micron, because, I mean, did you see anyone watching it?
No.
No one to ask permission from, so we just took it.
And now we have to go all the way back to Homeworld.
Yeah.
This is at least a nice palette for the celestial world. It's very soothing.
Right?
I like a lot of blue palettes. Blue is my favorite color. Like, oh yeah, none of you have ever seen my car. My car, like, half the reason I bought it was because it's like that beautiful bright candy blue color.
So now we come up to the single most difficult boss in the run.
Yes, the do not sell the Micron boss.
Because the Micron is just an item in your inventory. You can sell it.
For one whopping gold piece.
So the secret is you menu down to it, and then you menu back up.
Yes, that's how I remember. And we go and we take all that loot that we've been gathering this entire time, and we buy a submachine gun, because of course there's a submachine gun in this world. Why wouldn't there be? Yeah, it's a Saga game.
So what happens if you sell a Micron? Are you softlocked? Do you have to restart the game? No, it's even worse. You have to walk all the way back to that table in Giant's World and pick it up again.
Oh, this is going to be quite the palette for Inside Key's body. There definitely are some that are definitely worse for Key's body. Anyway, so yeah,
Yes.
we're now inside Key's bloodstream. And here's the thing, so whenever I run this game, I always get like sort of blindsided by how soothing and like lullaby-like the music is inside here. You just like sit and enjoy it, just like, oh, this is so chill. And so I like to imagine that this is the music that is currently stuck in Key's head. So, to my wonderful co-commentators, if someone was to venture inside of you, what kind of music would be playing inside your head on loop for them?
Currently, it would be a marimba cover in a major key of Dancing Mad.
I need you to DM me this after the run, Leggy.
So here's the problem. It's a 15-second loop.
That's okay.
And for those of you who are asking, wow, that's oddly specific, where the heck? It was in a SMW ROM hack that my housemate and wonderful friend Amethyst Rocks was playing the other day.
Inven, what is the music that lives inside you?
Oh, for the last, oh my god, what year is it? For the last 15 years, no, for only 14 years, thankfully, it's just Eva's Polka on repeat.
That checks out.
Yeah.
That answers so many questions I never knew I had about you.
Because time is a flat circle, and because I finally got to watch the movie version of it, it's basically been the Hamilton soundtrack for me.
Mm-hmm.
Also, as we venture through, this is also a good reminder to everyone, please, make sure that you take care of yourselves, get your flu shots, don't, have, like, Onis and Woodmen inside of you. They're not hygienic at all.
Yeah, it's awkward when you have rhinos in your bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it was so great of us, let's go in, let's clean Key out. Oh, you meant clean out all the enemies and monsters. Oh, I thought you meant loot the joint.
Well, we're also doing that.
I mean, the only joints to loot, besides, the elbows, are the magi located in various corners of her body.
Which, again, plot story, Key, is like the main priestess in our home world. She has the power of healing because she was born with magi in her body. These magi, again, are pieces of a goddess, which, how they just appear when you're born, I guess. Is that how they're distributed back into the world? Random, like,
No,
okay, you get to go into a volcano. You get to be inside this person's bloodstream. You get to be hidden in, this place. Like, how did they get redistributed each cycle of the tale?
I mean, when we kill the gods, we get a bunch of magi. Is this just the nice way of going about that?
Well, I'm pretty sure when we kill the gods, we are taking the magi that they themselves have hoarded. Like, if someone were to kill us, they would be able to pick up all the magi we've collected, right?
Yeah, but we never die because we're the heroes. Oh wait, well,
yes.
I mean, we won't get into that. We could get into that again.
We can when we get there.
Yeah, we can get into that when we get there. Don't worry about it, chat.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
But also, if you look at the map for the various screens of Key's body, it's surprisingly accurate.
Well, yeah, this is a 100% accurate anatomy lesson.
Yeah, that's why her legs are glued together.
I mean, that does explain the running issues, but I like to think she's actually a mermaid. Like you know, it's Splash. That's why you have this cozy underwater music. He is actually a mermaid.
Checks out. Good lore.
Don't worry, Firebird lover. Don't worry about it. Joking. Like anytime Scala says, "Don't worry about it," I worry about it. Don't.
I mean, that is a... I understand where that response comes from.
I'm glad you do.
So, every runner of this game has a different path they like to take through Key's body. Leggy, what's your path for cleaning out this place?
So, I go in... So I do the legs and the heart/stomach in varying orders depending on how I'm feeling, but overall I go in a U shape.
I like to go arms first and then kind of do everything else in a U.
Yeah, you'll notice I am doing the right arm last. But yeah, I typically go left to right. What are you doing, Ben?
I'm also a 2 arms first, and then whether I go left side through the core or right side does vary a little bit, but I am always an arms first kind of person.
And to answer Vonnie in chat, no, there's not technically a really optimal path.
It's all linear.
Yeah, it's all linear.
Intersect.
Yeah, you have to do it all anyway. So
Yeah, like there are branching paths you can do, but I don't think it actually matters which one you do first. I just like to get to legs as fast as possible.
Understandable.
It's on brand. Anyway, so here's our next boss.
Oh, did you...
I did not.
Okay, I was about to say, wait a second, hold on.
Yeah.
There's something missing in that inventory.
Yep. You saw nothing, chat. And hopefully we're going to get this first try, so I don't have to worry about things.
Ho ho ho. Now Licky has a machine gun.
Dang.
Yeah, I forgot to save after doing the switch, but yeah, go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah. So Leggy's doing one of the main marathon safeties we use for this run, and that is making a point to get the meat from these phagocytes. If our imp eats that meat, our imp becomes a chameleon, which is the earliest monster form we can get that learns the warning ability, and thus means we can never be surprised. There are a few mobs in upcoming worlds that if they get a surprise round, can wipe our team and send us to cutscene land. We don't want to go to cutscene land. Cutscene land takes time. So by getting the chameleon here, we exchange a little bit of later DPS for the sake of currently knowing we get to run away from every fight without the enemies getting a whole bunch of turns on us.
Yeah. And it's a decision we made at the very beginning when I put my party together. In terms of running this game, you're basically always going to take the baby dragon and the robot. Your other 2 party members are basically up to you, but you always want to pick girls if you're picking humans. And you typically want no more than 2 of any given character type in your party.
Exactly. The reason you don't want more than 2 monsters is at the end game, you can get monsters come in 5 tiers with an extra little baity pre-tier for the ones you start with. But at the end game, you can get up to tier 5, but only on 2 monsters. There are routes that people do for this game where it's all monsters, all robots, but you're only getting 2 up to their highest evolutionary tier. if you're doing it with monsters. And
Yeah,
robots,
those-
well, what about robots, like?
Yeah, so those all whatever are typically treated as like their own categories and not like an actual like I am trying to get any percent speed. As for robots, like we talked about, robots gain power by duct taping things together. There's only so much loot we can find in this world. So once you start getting into 3 robots, they start becoming very expensive.
Also,
And go ahead, Sal.
no, I'll let y'all get back to it. But we had to do the thing because we met someone very important.
Oh yeah, that was Apollo. Everyone's favorite, Long.
Man. We didn't even rehearse that, chat. We're that good.
Yeah, I was really hoping y'all were gonna pick up what I was doing after I only did the first log.
Oh, of course. For
Yeah,
those
especially because, trying to sync up and doing it in chorus over a Discord call is just not a good time.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
No. Also, Chad, if you've never seen the Long Man commercial series, that is a wonderful way to spend 11 minutes of your life. But you can
Indeed.
get that after this run. Also, I was going to say, we've been on this palette for a little bit, and
Yep.
I know Inven hasn't had a chance to pick one. Inven also has lists. Gamber, are you cool with letting Inven pick?
I am 100% okay with Invent picking a palette.
Okay,
Here
do
we go.
Need to burn a good taste or a bad taste?
We'd be going to bad taste.
Then... Given that we just got done walking our way and winding our way through another human's body, I think we need to be viscerally uncomfortable about
Yay, a
that
new
entire
one.
situation.
Alright. Sorry, I'm still trying to move around and do the menu. I swear I practiced this. But you can never guess exactly where you're going to be when these swaps happen.
Oh, God, it's so worse. It's so bad in here.
This is viscerally uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's... Ugh. Spot on naming.
Oh, and speaking of viscerally uncomfortable, we're about to go into our next dungeon, which is affectionately known as the Disco Dungeon. The Disco Dungeon features a moving floor, which can have a negative effect on people due to motion sickness. So if you need to look away, now is your warning. Keep your headphones in, we will tell you when we're back.
Yes, I can speak from experience, from watching this run before, from Leggy and Scala. If you have any type of motion sickness, you do want to look away, scroll down, open another web page, just listen in, we will let you know when it's done, but Disco Dungeon with its floor is very moving.
Yeah. Granted, one of the things about the Disco Dungeon is various palettes can actually make it better or worse. This might be viscerally uncomfortable, but the muted colors overall make this one better than it can be.
Yeah, I named. So I'm the one who names all the palettes, and I just named it this one because it's like this is like my least favorite shade of like kind of like greenish brown. I'm just like, oh, I don't like any of this.
Yeah.
It feels like this would have been better suited for like a sewer level.
Yeah, we're a few worlds out from that.
That's right, chat. It's Final Fantasy Legend 2. We got your volcano levels, we got your sewer levels, we got your really weird crystalline cave levels. If there is a level that you like in video games, we will probably go there at some point.
And for what it's
Anyway,
worth, Chad, if you really do hate this, the solution is just donate more for good taste. Donate more for good taste, and you don't have to see any more palettes like this. Just donate for good taste, and Gambit will get you covered.
And you can just use the link, exclamation point donate in chat to bring up that donate link. And right now, Good Taste is going to win overall towards the end, but we can still change that. Bad Taste is only $7 away from overtaking.
Oh gosh.
And there are special palettes that we keep locked until the very end of this bid war. So Will it be good taste? Be bad taste in the end?
I don't want to think about the bad taste palettes that get locked. It's a time, chat. I don't think any of us are ready.
Oh, I know what I want.
Oh no. I will say, if good taste wins in the end, my personal choice is iced cherries, which is a very nice, like, light blue and pink. Definitely not the Trans Pride palette, which exists in here, but it's definitely on brand.
Yes, next time we swap around to a good palette, we'll pick a nice Pride palette, I think.
Heck yeah. Also, we are now out of the disco dungeon. We will never go back there again.
Until the next marathon.
Yes. Or the next time I start grinding this down for PBs.
So we're now in the, so basically what's happening in this sort of world, we kind of really didn't talk about this. Basically, we have been tasked by Apollo to find the magi that are hidden in this world, and they're kind of hidden in 3 mini dungeons. So we've already gone through the volcano dungeon, which, do you all know the actual like in-game lore about that dungeon? It's actually one of my favorite bits of lore we never get to interact with in the speedrun.
I know, but I want to hear you tell me anyway.
Basically, if you talk to the people in the little harbor town that we walk past, they all think that there is a terrible angry god in the sea called Neptune. And they're like, why is the sea so angry all the time? And then you go in there and you're like, oh, it's actually a volcano.
Yeah, you get all hyped up, you're entering that final floor, you're like, okay, which god do I fight down? Oh, you just take the magi and you walk out the door. Okay, that's fine too.
But you do
Anyway.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to... you finish up. I thought you were done, sorry.
Oh, no. And then we go into the Disco Dungeon, which is officially the Cave of Light, which you have to go through the volcano first to get the True Eye Magi that allows you to see anything of what's going on in there. And then finally we come to the Wind Cave, which there is an entrance at the south end of it, but you have to go all the way around to the back to the north entrance to be able to actually do anything in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and... there is one final class of character that we could have in our party, the Esper, and now seems like an appropriate time to talk about them because their whole shtick is after any battle they can learn a random spell based off of some properties of the monsters you fought. Dunatis up here is the first monster able to teach an Esper the spell Teleport, which returns you to any town you want that you've visited. And getting that is a critical part of going fast with the Esper.
Yeah, so theoretically, chat, if you want the world record in this game, it's very simple. You just learn the main run, get good, and then run with an Esper in your team until you get Teleport first try at Dunatis, and then boom, you take the world record. Current world record in this game uses a 2 human, 1 monster, 1 robot route for various reasons. But if you can land that Teleport first try, and you're really good at everything else too, that'll be it. That's the holy grail, I think, of Final Fantasy Legend 2 speedrunning. It is, at least the glitchless, no hard resets that we play mostly, it is, can you get good and then be willing to grind out until you get that Teleport first try and go take it to the house. It's hanging, and a lot of people have burnt out trying for it, so good luck.
Yeah. Because specifically, getting Teleport on your Esper there is...
1 in 64, I believe?
It's
it is not very high.
Yeah, because you have a 1/2 chance to roll an ability, period. And then, because Dunatis is high level enough to roll basically any Esper ability, if I remember correctly, there are 32 to choose from, and that's the one you need. So, 1 in 2 times 1 in 32, 1 in 64 chance to get it first try. I think I've gotten it first try one time, and it was in a practice run with Scala when we were both first really getting into this game. And I don't think I even had my splits up, and I didn't have notes on how to leverage that. I'm like, fine, I'm taking notes during this supposed practice race. We're listing every single point you can use teleport to shave off a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Two things. First of all, Gambit, do we have more good taste banked?
We do, yes.
All right. Do we want to throw up the beautiful Trans Pride palette like we promised chat that we would for this next
Heck
little
yeah.
area? Heck yeah! This is a good like place to do it before we get involved in a bunch of fights. Also, let's do a lore update. So we saved a girl from Donatus. We saved Lynn, who's the girl with the cute little pigtails and everything. We brought Lynn home. When we went home, Lynn's mom was there with our dad. We are very incensed and have accused him of canoodling with Lynn's mom. And so then we went and we did a bunch of shopping. And now we have tracked him down to the Guardian's world. We were thrown in jail. We're now out of jail, but now the whole place is under attack. And so now we have to go through and figure out what the heck is happening. Also, thank you all for, yay, throwing up all the, heck yeah, Trans Pride.
Heck yeah.
Hey, Leggy.
And so, yeah,
Nice lightsaber.
thank you. Yeah, I got it from the Cave of Light. It's actually really nice. My robot is 2/4 of the way to becoming General Grievous.
That just one half?
Yeah, so we kind of glossed over it, but that was one of the major shopping stops in the game. Leggy stopped in the shop after dealing with all the dad fallout and drama, and bought, with her money, 2 headbutts and another lightsaber. We found one in the Cave of Light, and so now our robot is loaded up with a very nice agility score and absolutely overpowered weapons. That's why the robot is pushing out 800, 900 damage a hit and just one-shotting everything in our path for this next portion of the game.
Yeah, like, the game is not expecting you to have this much damage at this point in the game.
Min-maxing, it's not just for tabletop.
What I actually usually tell people is, like, if you would like to play this game casually, we are happy to share the speedrun notes with you. Playing this game via the speedrun notes is actually a really nice way to also play it casually, because you basically then don't have to worry about grinding or anything else like that. You can basically just sort of breeze through and enjoy just exploring the world around this game. I absolutely did some lore runs when I was first learning, just to kind of enjoy the whole game.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who doesn't really do lore runs. My current shame is that I honestly do not know any of the plot to Octopath Traveler, because I jumped straight into speedrunning it.
Oh my god, everyone's getting in our way. We're trying to go and have a dramatic showdown with this ninja. So, okay, let's see if we can explain all the lore that just happens here. Lynn says that our dad is not actually her dad. He's being a surrogate dad while her dad is missing. He is going to go and save her, though, and he, like, explodes? And we're just like, Dad, he died as he lived, extremely dramatically. And,
but he didn't even take out the ninja.
No, the ninja's still there. We still have to kill this ninja.
Yeah, Dad just somehow managed to utterly destroy a random plank of wood that appeared in the ninja's place.
Oh, hey, free,
I can't believe it, Inven. I can't believe it.
And now we are skipping over the lore. If you go and talk to Lynn, there's a lot more lore, but we only really care about the Magi, so we're just going to talk to Lynn's mom. And then we're going to have to walk back to the Beanstalk while Sad Dad music plays this entire time. But anyway,
Sad dad music, like, is that like?
It's like Cats in the Cradle. The ultimate Sad Dad music.
Thank you. I didn't know how to finish the joke, and you nailed it perfectly. Thank you, Scala.
Oh, I got your back, Invid.
You know it's a good joke when you're both laughing and crying from it.
So now, though, we have a new goal. Our original goal was to find our dad and collect magi. Our new goal now is avenging dad and collect
magi.
And collect magi and kill gods.
I will punch every god in the face. Because that's the other part of the lore. Dad says new gods sent their monsters in. We don't know which new god, so they've all got to go.
Yep, all of them.
And so, one of the other things about this game is you'll notice that I am picking up magi as I go. I cannot skip any magi. If I skip any magi, the doors to the next worlds will not open up. And then you'll get very upset and have to go, wait, which one did I miss?
Also, shoutouts to that door. Everyone has walked in that door.
That door is like the secret boss of the game.
Yeah, I have not walked into that door like once or twice. Now, the real secret of the game is clearing text boxes without entering the next conversation.
And so we are now in Venus's world. Venus's world, actually, to me, is the most interesting world, I think, in terms of like aesthetic and everything. Venus lives in this high-tech metropolis where everyone must be beautiful. And if you're not beautiful enough, you get kicked out of the city and have to go live in the village of outcasts. Also, we all know that that Venus is rocking that classic Ojo-sama laugh, the kind of laugh.
Anyway, I apologize for the road noise.
No, you're fine.
This is one of the worlds, by the way, where we do get a lot of mileage out of having bothered to get that chameleon earlier. Any mob you see here with a werewolf in it can sneak attack you. And when we get into a later dungeon, anyone you see with a snake in it can surprise you. So just being able to make it all this way without being surprised, again, just so nice and safe without requiring too much of a prior time investment.
Anyway, that was interesting. When I talked to Leon, he was facing away from me.
Yeah, he didn't even want to look at you. Also very dramatic.
Oh, you did mention, by the way, Leggy, the talking to people. Like, we've seen all this lore in places that we try to avoid based on talking to the right people. You'll note that when we finished looting Key's body, we didn't even talk to her. An important part of the speedrun is hold down as soon as you leave her body. Otherwise, it automatically starts a conversation. But as long as you are holding down, you go, see ya. I'm out.
Yeah, this game has a lot of interesting buffering. And also, another thing that can happen, so one of the things that happens in the no hard reset speedrun is we have to actually shuffle the RNG. Otherwise, you could start step routing, and that just gets into slightly less fun territory. And as part of that, what was the point I was going to make? Heck.
Enemies that you can reset, enemies you can't? Perhaps?
Yeah. And so if you've saved in front of a boss, because you're allowed to reset on bosses, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to grind for, like, Watcher meat, or Phagocyte meat, or what have you. There is a chance that when you immediately power on the game, and go into it, you will get into a random encounter instantly.
Oh, yeah. And then, so when we're grinding these specific fights, either because you need a fewer, more, or, just to get a meat drop, and then you do your soft reset, not a hard reset, a soft reset, you load your game. If you accidentally soft reset right when you see a random encounter without taking a step, what happens to your run?
It is invalidated because of the rule that you aren't allowed to use resets hard or soft to skip encounters. And that, we've talked a lot about the final bosses of this game, but that is the true one. I'm sure every one of us has done that, even in a marathon setting.
Yep, and to be fair, like, even people like there are people who have lost world record runs because of that rule.
Yeah.
And to be fair, like there is a reason for it. It's that because the RNG in this game is very easy to exploit. Basically, if you are starting from a known RNG value, if you do everything the same, all actions the same, all results would be exactly the same. So a lot of it is just to preserve the actual random nature of the game.
Oh, heck, I forgot to do the trick where you walk through the wall.
Ah, that's okay.
2,
Yeah.
3. Oh my gosh, all the extra steps. What have you done?
Like we were talking about, it's an encounter manipulation. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Also, this is my favorite conversation in the game. You just go up to Flora, and then she's just like, I'm so upset. And then there's just a volcano there.
Well, the translation for the earthquake is, oh no, it's shaking, it's heavy.
And there is
that's
an
what I
actual... There actually is a lore, reason behind all of this. If you go and talk to people in Venus's world, they're all very concerned because there's been a lot more earthquakes lately because something or someone is slowly unbalancing the universe. I don't know who could be doing that.
It's Dad. It's always Dad.
It's not Dad, it's us. We're the ones
Look.
unbalancing the universe.
So, friends on the West Coast, all the times you've experienced an earthquake, a tremor, an aftershock, has your verbal response ever been, "It's heavy"?
Hey,
No.
hold up. I have actually, I am a New Englander. We recently just had a 4 on the Richter scale earthquake.
Okay, so is that what New Englanders say then during earthquakes?
I mean, I just rolled back asleep.
I don't know, Scholar. I live in LA, and that's what we call Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hey, you know how we
It
never
is true.
saw fish in the underwater volcano? They are in the overwater volcano.
Yeah, also, shoutouts to having 2 volcano levels in this game.
We don't have enough volcanoes.
Yeah, and they're both filled with crunchy salsa. It's fine. Chunky salsa? I don't think salsa should be crunchy. I just realized, but it has
So-
that little crunch
I thought they were
sound.
Doritos floors. Isn't this the Cool Ranch Dorito floor?
Yes, very
Yeah,
cool.
I was gonna say, Scala, I play tabletop games. Chunky salsa has a very different meaning.
I totally understand.
I don't get it.
We have 2 good palettes and 1 bad palette still banked up. Do we want to go ahead and change to another good palette real fast?
Sure.
I was thinking, since we're in a volcano, we need to cool it down. So why don't we go with first snow?
Aw,
Okay.
this is an older one, but it's very nice and soothing.
There it is.
Oh, you nearly nailed it right on the screen transition. That was going to be real,
Actually, since we were sort of walking our way through this, and we keep having our little Leon cutscenes, do we want to talk at all about the remake of this game?
Yeah, sure. The DS the DS actually got remakes of multiple Saga games. This is one of them. And it's pretty cool overall. They add some new game mechanics, like there are muses, there are fates, and then the game proceeds to mercilessly punish you for taking advantage of them in multiple ways. One of the funnier, but 2 of the most funny, annoying things are in this world, Venus's world. One, you'll note that back in the sewer, when Leggy was collecting the Magi in those locked rooms, she avoided the southeast pots. Well, in the remake, the southeast pot in the first one is a Magi, and it's a monster's been shifted over, but then in the second room they move it back just to throw you off completely. You'll be like, oh, it's moved as well. No, they're just messing with you. And the other one is here. These little Leon popping in the background, being like, hi, bye. It's full-blown cutscenes. There aren't actually random encounters in the DS version. They're little overworld monsters that make runs for you. So you're trying to dodge them, and the game's like, oh wait, have you seen Leon? Look at Leon. I don't want to look at Leon. I want to dodge this monster. Thank you very much.
Anyway.
Oh, there's Leon.
Sorry. Yeah. Leon comes in, steals a Magi from us. He's heckin' mad. He's gonna go cause some untitled chaos
Would you say his blood is burning?
Absolutely. Before we move off of it completely, I will say there are two things that I very much do like about the remake. One, we're about to go crash a wedding between Leon's girlfriend Flora and Nils, her sort of like government-assigned demon boyfriend. And at least in the DS version, they actually did make Nils, I forgot what it got renamed to, but basically, he is a hot demon boyfriend, and I kind
Is
of
he named Joyous in the
yeah,
fan-
something like that.
Which is
And
a nice
then-
little throwback to Final Fantasy Adventure again, right?
Yes. And then the other good thing they do is they give the ability to do something that more RPGs should, which is to turn your party into a queer polyamorous group. You can totally do that. The game will let you. It's 100% cool. Also now, it's time for the best cutscene in the whole game, where we go to crash a wedding.
So I keep seeing Leon crashing the wedding. I'm thinking, isn't Leon not supposed to be here until the next game, which is Resident Evil 2 Leon A any percent?
Is it the same Leon of Resident Evil? Sure.
Yeah, and so basically Leon comes in and basically does the whole "I object" thing. Venus is like, lol, and kinda dunks on him a little bit. Flora's like, okay, well, if Leon can't be here, I won't be here either, and dramatically cuts a scar on her face. And then Venus is obviously upset, and that's when we say, okay, you're going down, lady.
Luckily, we've sort of
Venus is also very difficult in the traditional playthrough because she is the source of the Aegis Magi, which protects folks from a lot of different kinds of attacks. Luckily, one of those attacks is not the laser sword.
that was real close.
Yeah, 4 hits from the laser sword is guaranteed. 3 hits is what happens when you get good damage rolls.
But anyway, so Venus has been defeated. Leon and Flora are going to be together, and they also tell Nils, hey, by the way, guess what? We know someone who would like to hook up with you because you're a hot demon boyfriend. And our party is super duper happy about this. We're like, oh, this is great. We crashed a wedding. We probably ate all the cake. We probably stole a bunch of gifts. We gotta kill a god. Our party is riding high.
And also, someone's going on a date with a hot demon boyfriend. Oh,
Heck yeah.
Right?
Heck yeah. Hashtag goals.
And so while we're riding high, we decide to go off to the next world, which is a fun kind of amusement park. Well, they've got one thing going for them, and that's the Dragon Race.
Oh, we're very excited for Dragon Race. But by the way, Gambit, where are we standing with pallets?
We have currently 1 in the bank each. Good Taste is winning $100 to 93.
Ooh, that's super close, y'all. Y'all have to keep at it. I am going to pull executive couch privilege because, we were just talking about hot demon underworld boyfriends, and I think we need to reveal one of the new palettes for on the Good Taste side. So, hey Leggy.
Yeah?
In the name of Hades.
I accept this palette. What the heck is it? There it
It
is.
should be in there.
Yeah, I'm just bad at the alphabet.
That's okay.
Well, you're probably trying to do
Honestly-
it in Greek instead of in Roman, and that'll throw you
Yeah.
off completely.
Fair.
Anyway, very much a palette inspired by Zagreus of the game Hades. Very. This is probably about as bright as I get for a Good Taste palette.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it kind of reminds me of Hot Dog Stand.
It. Look.
No. This is not the kind of mustard you put on a hot dog. This is a fine dipping mustard. You're not just slapping that on the cheapest of sausages. Come on.
I just want a band named Fine Dipping Mustard now. It sounds like a ska band, I have to say.
Yeah, that checks.
That checks. Ooh, Ooh, beer mustard. Ooh. Chat, please fill this chat with all your favorite mustards.
So, we're at a point where I could start feeding the chameleon, but due to very recent developments, we're going to hold on to that chameleon for a little bit.
New tech!
New tech!
Anyway, who wants to guess numbers?
Oh boy. I'm gonna guess 9. I'm gonna be somewhat optimistic.
Yeah, it'll probably be like... the
that's-
marathon started on Friday the 13th. Let's go with 13.
Okay, that was 2.
I was thinking
I'll-
17 myself, so...
Okay. Okay, so
Yeah,
we
that's
got...
fine.
Okay.
So you know how I mentioned you can reset out of certain fights, specifically any that are fixed? Well, this Watcher fight is fixed, and this is very important. This Watcher is an enemy that you don't fight in the wild for a long...
Oh my god, what
Was
the
that
heck?
first try?
Third try.
Second.
Third.
Second try.
Yeah.
It was very quick.
Second or third. Yeah.
So that's amazing. So you know how we've mentioned that our robot's been kind of carrying the day, being overpowered as all heck? Well, the baby dragon said, sup, and has now gone from not even a baby dragon in the wild, which is actually a monster from Asura's world, but from a pre-evolution baby dragon all the way to a ridiculously strong tier 4 monster, I believe, called the Watcher, that maybe just tier 3, but it's absurdly strong, and with the mana magi we have on it, the beam attack is going to clear entire groups of enemies super fast. You'll see that very soon. Our robot's single target damage, the eyeball is bringing the group pain.
And it looks like the evolution did not clear the blindness.
Oh,
Ooh.
well, that's fine.
If you,
Yeah.
you can,
I mean,
you
it's an
can
eyeball.
buy...
How bad is it to be blind?
You can you probably actually do want to go to one of the, up at the, okay, so, like, here's what we're going to do. Up in the top right corner here, there is an item shop. I believe you can get eye drops up there.
Okay.
I'm 90% sure that the eye can't miss anyway, though. And
I want us to be safe.
So here's the answer, Inven. The eye can't miss. But when we get a little further, you know how bad it feels to miss and absorb.
yeah, but the heart magi will cure it.
Oh, that's fair.
I don't know. You do you. It's a marathon.
I would say let's
Yeah.
just be safe. I'm on the side of let's just be safe.
Well, before we do anything else, I'm going to pick up the actually routed pickup, which is that cat claw.
Now
And
turn
that
the
cat.
cat into a robot, making it
Yeah.
ultimately strong. No.
It's claw, like yeah.
While we're
Let's
doing
see.
shopping, can I hop in with a quick
Yeah,
donation?
eye drop. Yes, please.
We have $100 from Groundfly,
Oh wow.
who says, "Thanks so much for putting together this fun marathon for such an important cause. That said, I have extremely bad taste. Please make everyone else suffer along with my poor decisions. Please and thank you."
Well, good. See, it's super good that we just used some eye drops.
Yeah.
So yeah, that $100 goes to Bad Taste, which now has a $93 lead on Good Taste. So,
So what are we switching to?
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god. So what's the name of that NPC again that I hate?
Kaipo hunk, right?
Edo Hunk.
Yeah.
I don't know. Inven or Gambit, do you all have a choice from the list that might be a suitably bad one for that type of donation?
I mean, there's only one new bad taste palette left, but if you want to save it for a special dungeon, I trust your judgment, Scala. But I want to see all the new ones tonight.
I tend
We
to
can
agree
go.
with an interval, so
Let's go to the new one. So Leggy, can you pull up Squick for us, please?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, this is not a go blind palette. This is just a kind of
Is
palette.
this just the actual what my actual Game Boy looked like?
Yeah, except with the... Oh, dang it.
What?
I got distracted by the donation. I forgot to go harass a shopkeeper.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Oh,
Whoops, that's okay.
It's all good. Hey, for a $100 donation, I think it is well worth the minor time loss.
I mean, I just got very confused why the ship wasn't there.
I was wondering why Kame wasn't there. I'm like, where's our turtle friend?
Yeah, and both of those appear after you talk to Ichigoya here. Also, Ichigoya Shogun OTP.
Oh, absolutely.
There we go.
See,
Yeah,
but here's... Oh, go
Now
ahead.
that we've actually done that, Kame's here.
Yay, Kame, our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle friend.
Yeah,
Also,
More importantly, the entire dungeon is here.
yes. So you were saying, Scala?
Oh no, like, people being like, this isn't that bad. It's like, here's the thing though. I do not like the original Game Boy palette at all. And I'm the one who decides what is good taste and what is bad taste.
So here, we are on this ship, which is apparently full of illicit goods, such as this laser gun that is stowed away below the helm. We're going to go down deeper into the hold, and here, we're just going to find a tank. So obviously, Ichigo is a bad guy because he's smuggling weaponry into this world, right? Right?
Totally a bad guy, yeah.
No. There's nothing wrong with weapons. Come on, this is America. I mean, wait, this is Edo. So, okay, what were we talking about?
Anyway,
so the real reason that Ichigoya is a bad guy is because he is smuggling bananas. That is right, everyone. The ship has bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. The ship has bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Heard that you were smuggling. Didn't think that I would catch you. Smuggling all the contraband and getting fired up. Okay, that's all I got. I don't think that even scanned whatsoever, but I don't care.
It's scanned in my heart.
It definitely rocked.
I will say...
At some point, we should write the full song parody.
Yes, we absolutely need to. I will say, we also have been making friends with Hana, the lady detective who has sent us off to go out busting a drug smuggling ring here in Edo, Japan, because she also has recently lost her dad. And so we are now dad avenging, like, sisters in arms with her.
Dad venging!
Yes, we are now, yes, dad avenging. It's the new hottest trend for 2020. So we try to go and talk to the authorities, and we bring in Kame and everything to back us up. But something is amiss, because apparently there are no bananas on that ship.
Yeah, when the officer came back to report about the smuggling, the officer claimed that no bananas were found on the ship.
Which only speaks of corruption. Oh, wait, we're gonna get my favorite line in this entire game.
Yeah, so after we come back, Kame was sneaking around. The officer comes in and says, "Hey, where's Kame?"
They're like, no, Kame's not here, went on a date. And then the officer's just like, I see, Hannah, give it up, some big guys are considered this case, it's getting out of our hands. It's just like, I love that line, because it's just like, it sounds like actual crime drama, but it's in the middle of this Edo world, where we're taking care of a turtle.
Another really fun thing you can do there, by the way, is if instead of talking to Hana head on, like it after the sequence with the judge, it takes you to that house. But if you are willing to, instead of just pressing A while you're facing her and walk around to the right, left, or above her, your positioning for that entire cutscene is based on where you're standing relative to her. So you can like end up in the bed hiding with Kame. You can end up standing on all sorts of people. It's really like it's funny how they based it from like your default position instead of moving you to a specific square.
Also, Leggy, do you like doing the big menuing before or after the... Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah. It's like, oh right, I should do my big menuing.
That's okay, I've 100% forgotten it too. So that's why I'm like, Leggy, menu times.
Our human finally gets to take actions? Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
So the entire thing earlier about whether the music's diegetic or non-diegetic, here's your explanation. Sound up, chat.
Well, first of all, we have Shogun and Ichigoya talking about extorting money from the townsfolk, and they start flirting with each other, calling each other so bad.
Oh, you're
No,
so
you're
evil.
bad. You're so bad. No,
Ooh.
you. No, you.
And then they hear the music change.
I just love, hey, you dirty scums.
Huh. That's probably the first time Hana's actually gotten a chance to attack in this.
Yay, Hana
fight.
did something. I'm so proud. Oh, whoa,
Right.
wait.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, they're actually,
Ichigoya bringing the thunder!
actually defeating Hotbot. Oh my gosh. Can we actually look at his HP? I am slightly concerned.
That did nearly 700 damage.
No, that knocked out the robot.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, it did like 690 something damage.
Yeah, we might actually want to use those X cures that you have left over.
Especially if the robot didn't get a full heal from the cutscene.
Oh yeah, I was like, maybe the robot got a full heal from the cutscene. Nah, let's just do that now.
Yeah, you might want to throw one on the human too.
I'm throwing it all on the robot.
Okay, that's totally fair and valid.
Because it took 3 to get the robot back up to full, and I'm not...
Yeah, you good. Anyway, so we now have Taro in our party. Taro being one of the other sort of guest characters who actually can do stuff.
He comes with a weapon
indeed.
called the Murasame, which against humanoid opponents does bonus damage and can insta-kill. What a great weapon.
Right?
Good guy. That's no wonder why Hannah wants to date him.
Yeah, and he's all like, do not waste your lives. Like, that's like the coolest thing any of our guest characters says to pretty much anyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so now, at this point, now that we've seen Ichigoya and Shogun flirting and being evil together, we're like, okay, cool. I guess in order to solve the corruption problem here, we have to go take down the government.
Sounds legit. Also, since I know we only have such and so much time and we have plenty of pallets banked, do we want to swap to another bad taste pallet as we make our way through this dungeon?
If we must.
Let's see. How bad do we want to be? I guess is the question.
Do not remind me of that Monster song.
No, you're the one who brought up that cursed name, not me. Well, speaking of cursed things, let's go for comic sins. We haven't done any of the neon palettes.
Oh no.
Oh no, chat. You thought this was fine. It's neon time.
I'm surprised you didn't call out your remaining new. Oh my god. Sorry. What was I saying? Hold on, I have to look away for a moment. Given the world we're in, I'm surprised you didn't pull out your other new good palette, since it would be thematically appropriate. But this is glorious.
Well, unfortunately, we're currently out of good palettes. We don't have
Yeah.
any banked. All we have is, at this point, 4 more bad tastes banked up. If you want to get some good taste back in here, we need some donations, people.
Please, chat, please spare me from a bad taste gauntlet. Please, I'm begging you.
Only you can prevent bad taste gauntlet.
I know what I signed up for, and I am a woman of my word. I will do it. But please don't make me do it. Like, this is bad, but it gets so much worse.
There are absolutely worse options than this.
Yeah, also that encounter out front that we fought is unrunnable, and can actually appear on the current floor I'm on and the one right below it. And because it's unrunnable, we have to fight it again.
Yeah, it's
But
a terrible
I've
thing
actually
to
gotten really good luck there.
Nice. Yeah, it's so annoying when you accidentally run from it just because you're reflexively running from everything, and then, like 8 to 9 monsters all get free hits on your team.
Wah, 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 wah.
What?
That's what
this-
Sherman says.
the wah. Is he also
also,
Waluigi?
Leggy, before you fight the next boss, you might want to flip that saber for the headbutt you just unequipped. The saber is a weaker weapon.
Fair.
And you don't have any more. Well, I don't think you need the X Gears anyway at this point, but.
Yeah. I'm out of X Gears, but the robot is back at full. I am going to save, because even with my party at full HP, Magnate knows Tornado, and Tornado is the most... It is the worst ability in this game.
Yeah, it's non-elemental, so the Aegis does not give us the elemental defense against it, sadly.
Update chat real fast. Bad Taste is currently overall in the lead at $193 over Good Taste $100. So if you don't want Leggy to have to deal with the boss gauntlet in Bad Taste, we need to start getting some donations in to get this flipped.
I'll post my cutest selfie on Twitter if you save me.
Ooh, that. Given how cute your selfies are, that is quite an incentive.
Well, Magnate's down.
Yay, that's good.
We did not see any tornadoes, which is always good.
Yeah, super clean, super nice. And you also do get a full heal after that fight. I don't know if it cures status elements. I know we already eye dropped anyway, but I'm just curious now. Like, I'm tempted on my next practice run to purposely get a status effect and see if any of the storyline heals actually alleviate that status element.
Mm-hmm.
You've piqued my curiosity, Leggy. Piqued!
Yeah, well, now we're into the best world of the game. Nasty
Yes.
World.
Nasty
It's nasty.
world. It's so nasty.
So nasty, absolutely horrendous.
Look how nasty this world is. For what
We're
it's
just
worth,
going to come down here, grab that Magi, and run.
Oh, are you going to talk to the fairy? Aw, that's okay.
Yeah.
If you talk to that fairy, she tells you, she's like, this dungeon is mean and nasty, better not go in. And then you're like, yes, I believe you, Miss Fairy. And then you leave.
and you
and
never
then-
come back.
But if you do decide that you would like to explore the nasty dungeon, which is pretty good actually, it has a whole bunch of really good loot if you want to put up with its absolutely terrible maps. At the end of the dungeon, Miss Fairy will be back there and she'll be like, well, see, wasn't it really nasty? And you can tell her, no, it was not nasty. And then she will teleport you to the center of the dungeon. Not to the beginning, not to the end, but to the exact center, and make you have to figure out which way you'd like to leave it from.
So sassy.
I love the sassy fairy. She's one of my favorite NPCs.
Right? And anyway, we are now in Valhalla, which is a world that, if you believe the lore, should look shockingly familiar.
Not for us, though, because we're speedrunners. But
Yeah.
because we've got more pallets saved up, you should probably switch in them again. Inva, do you want to pick a terrible palette?
Oh, is it time for my personal favorite?
Yes, do it, Inven.
Are you sure?
Ooh, yes, let's do it.
Leggy,
Yes?
I don't know if you have your platform leather suede, but you're gonna give us all some disco lemonade.
Alright. Just run away from that one. There it is.
Yes!
Oh, I've missed you, old friend.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I can't read things again.
Welcome to my fantasy zone.
God, the white text on the lime green menu boxes.
I apologize. Y'all know that like 99% of the time, I try to actually be good about design work and try to make it so that way stuff is relatively legible. But that does not apply to to bad taste palettes. Also, hey, if you have like a migraine or something, maybe don't watch this. I apologize. You could just listen to us, maybe.
But also,
Yeah.
if you have $20, you can't get good taste all the way to overcoming bad taste, but $20 does get another good taste palette in the pool, so we can at least swap and see another good taste, at least for a little bit.
We still have one new one we haven't seen.
And we're also have 3 bad tastes currently banked.
Yes. So please, $20, y'all. Oh god, this fight with this palette.
Good luck!
Good luck.
We tanked both of the ad hits. We tanked the Odin. No, we didn't take the Odin hit. Which is unfortunate.
Poke's kind of the best one to get hit there, though.
Yeah,
It's annoying, but it's survivable.
which is the important part. Okay, ads are down. Lightning comes down, but we've got the Aegis up, so that doesn't do anything. And now it's just attack and dethrone God. That's
So
a cure.
okay.
Sorry.
Oh no,
You can go ahead.
I was gonna say like there actually is like a whole lore reason behind this, but let's actually wait till we get Odin down before we get into all that.
Okay, the dragon took a hit, but is surviving. Boop is down finally. And Odin's down.
Okay.
Nice. First try Odin.
Oh no, is it Sleipnir?
It is Sleipnir.
Oh, you don't need it. You'll be fine. But first
Yeah.
try both Magnate and Odin. And third try Watcher. Very nice RNG this run.
Yeah. Sadly, with me hacking up the palette swaps, this is nowhere near a PB pace.
Oh, that's
But
Good marathon luck, though. It's
yeah,
always-
no, like
always.
I just wanted to temper chat's expectations for the ending here.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I
Speaking
am
of
incredibly happy with this so far.
palette swaps, can I sneak in with a couple things?
yes, please.
I've got a donation of $19 from Profness, who says, "Gee, such a shame we only got 95% of the way to another good taste palette."
Oh my god, Prof Ness, please.
But thankfully, we had a $20 donation from Jace that says, "Please, my eyes, help."
Well, here we'll do the other of the new palettes. I'll wait till after Leggy's gotten through this boss fight, though.
I mean, once I set up the first round of attacks, it's just hold A, so I'm ready to do a swap.
So it's going to be Kakuse is the last of the new palettes.
That's a good one?
Yes, that is a
Yes.
good one. Ooh, yay! And first turn minion, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't save before that fight, and I was very nervous. I was like, oh no!
Yeah, I got sucked into the cutscene, but I couldn't tell where I was because of the bad taste.
It's okay, it all worked out. It's fine. All
Yeah.
right, cool. Do you want to do here? We'll do the lore update very quickly. So Apollo, actually a jerk. Apollo just stole all of our magi, threatened all of our friends that we've made along the way. Then Dad comes in. Dad wasn't dead. He was just being dramatic. And now we have to go find the legendary hidden 78th magi here in the final dungeon. As for the story behind this palette, this is, I think I mentioned this earlier, is inspired by the movie Promare. I definitely do recommend it, and inspired by my favorite song off the absolutely banging soundtrack, Kakuse. There you go. That's my in the vein of Scala, please play Crisis Core Kitty. This is also Scala, please watch Promare Kitty.
Anyway, welcome to the final dungeon in the final world.
It is not actually the final dungeon.
We have to start pronouncing this like some really absurd way. Like, even though it's spelled final, we should probably be like, start saying like,
Finial.
Finale.
It's
It's
the
the
finial.
Finale dungeon.
Yes, absolutely the finial dungeon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's spelled final, but it's not the final dungeon, so they can't be calling it
Finale.
that.
Phenol.
Yes, the finale dungeon.
Yeah.
Finn Al? Finn Al.
Yes, the Finn Owl.
Oh,
That's the name of
I
all those
love
Barracudas
those
we see.
song parodies.
I mean, he did slim down a lot. He lost a lot of weight. We're getting some safety armor. I don't blame you at all.
I
the
got it
Sleipnir
because of
glitch-
Sleipnir.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what happens in the Odin fight is that if normally the fight intends to give you like 35,000 and change in your gold total. But because if the Sleipnir meat drops, and Sleipnir was the enemy on the far left side of the encounter, it stops calculating the gold as soon as that meat drops. It's like, oh, no gold for Odin, no gold for Hunin and Munin. You just get one Sleipnir's worth of gold and some meat. Sorry, did you need that other 34,000 and change? You don't get it. Which on this route's not a game breaker, because your bonus monster can't equip something we're going to be buying later anyway. But the Arthur armor basically makes up for that if you are running a route with any combination of 2 humans and Esper's mutants, because you do need to buy another weapon at the end game for one of them. So that Arthur armor, Leggy is completely clear on money. Rest of the run should be good to go.
Yeah, plus, I was debating whether or not to pick it up anyway to make sure that I had enough healing items to get through the final gauntlet, even if I didn't get Sleipnir. Getting Sleipnir just kind of locked me into it.
Yeah.
Understandable.
So this dungeon's kind of funny. It has like 20-something floors, but once you get past the first 3, it's very simple. You just go left. Go left. Go left.
Go left.
Yeah, so the way I remember this dungeon is you go right up until you get to the floor where the Arthur armor is, then you always go left.
Yep. That's how I remember it too.
Anyway, before we go into the next boss, I have to do a bit more equipping. Specifically, Dad gets to get some things for a change.
You can give
Giving
Dad-
gear to an NPC?
Also, be very careful when you're giving gear to an NPC because you can't take it off of them. I have learned this.
I had a run the other day that I did just that. It
Yeah,
was
So we give Dad
exciting.
2 pieces of gear. The Hecate boots, which give a mana stat boost, and the Flare book. So Dad now has a heal staff that basically fully heals everyone who's alive, and he has a Flare book, which does a ton of damage. All the other gear he's got, nope. Sorry, Dad. You're a wizard.
Oh, hey, first try Warbeck.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Gosh, if only FF1 was that easy.
I mean,
So-
just land your 3 in 256 chance of,
Anyway,
So as this is Warmech, we are approaching the end of our bid wars for the good taste, bad taste palettes, I believe.
Yeah, and what we can do is, so just to kind of like explain to folks, we're going to be going into sort of basically the final gauntlet of the game. It is something that is very hectic and takes a lot of concentration, so usually we cut off the donation incentive at that point. What we can do though is anything we have banked left over, if we're cool to show off some of the credits, we can show off those palettes during the credits. It would sort of be a decent enough offer, I think, that we can offer up. But do we have time, I guess, to swap to, what we got left to swap to?
We have
Gambit?
3 bad palettes still banked. No good, just 3 bad. And good is only $54 behind bad, so you can still get donations in and get this changed before we cut it off.
Yeah, which basically, so what's going to happen is the cutoff is going to be at the end of the next boss battle, which will be against Apollo. So here, for our, I guess our little last walk-in for the Apollo fight, we need one more, at least one more bad palette. Ooh, what are we gonna go with?
And while we're walking, Leggy, question: are you a Heart Magi user, or do you say Hecate?
thank you for reminding me.
Oh no, I was sincerely asking because I know that one friend of ours who runs this, Muppets, I believe, purposely ignores that equip, just to save time, and just says YOLO at the next boss fight. So
I go back and forth. Anyway, I believe we want one final swap for now.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and pull one. All right, I have this. Leggy, do you want something really bright, or do you want something more muddy and ugly?
Oh, I want people to hurt.
Oh.
If we're going bad taste, I want people to hurt.
Tropical headache. We're gonna watch. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yes. Painful times for this fight.
Apollo's shadow there is just wonderful.
So here you go, folks. You got, was it 56 you said?
54 is what
54.
we need to tie it, so 55 to take over.
Okay. Come on, Chad, I believe in you.
Good taste, don't fail me now. Anyway, so Apollo has all of the Magi, which means he has the Aegis Magi and a whole bunch of other buffs in the background, so he's immune to all attacks right now. Lol.
Except anything with a fixed damage rate. So lasers and eyeball beams and flare spells. Well, flare's not really fixed, but they all penetrate defenses. They don't take a defense roll into account whatsoever. So we don't really care, except for our poor chameleon friend who just keeps bonking his tongue off the shield.
Yeah. Like, anything that ignores weaknesses, doesn't have a hit roll, I believe are like the things that just bypass the Aegis part of this fight. Here it comes. Which I believe is the music change.
Yeah, now you switch over to the Catclaw. That Apollo shall reveal his true form, the true shape of his godhood, and that is that Apollo is actually the god of jerkbirds.
Yeah, actually, one more beam. And then I can pop the Heart Magi next turn. Magi is not perfect! I have the very last one here!
Very nice damage rolls. Very nice.
Yes. Use that Heart Magi.
You actually should be fine. You can just run.
You can just run.
Yeah, you don't. Just run, Leggy. You're good.
Oh, yeah, I lost track of where I was.
That's okay. You're fine. Like basically, you've locked in the fight.
Yeah. I always do that just because I've had times where I've thought I was fine, but I was just off.
Yeah, you're fine. But anyway,
it's also great when you don't realize that Dad died the prior turn, and there's no one to cover you from the explosion.
I have
love
definitely
that.
been in there.
I've had that, and I've survived the explosion. Anyway, here's the goddess Isis, named after the Egyptian god. Yes. So, what's our final palette?
Like, what set are we going with, Gambit? Is it good taste? Is it bad taste? What are we locked in for the gauntlet? We'll
With
wait.
only one final donation of $8 coming in, going towards bad taste from Gambit017 with a message that says Demon Chocobo.
Yes, we keep this one locked until the very end for when bad taste wins. So y'all, if y'all got your RPG jerkbirds, if y'all want to all hail the Demon Chocobo. Oh, we're going to ruin the bit rate on this stream. I apologize, y'all.
Well,
No,
for
you
what it's worth,
don't.
that's not so much the palette. It's the gauntlet plays heck with streaming stability anyway, just because of the shake effect that they use in it. Twitch's encoding does not care for it.
So we'll talk a little bit about that new tech we were talking about earlier. So this is saying actually, hey, Rex, who has been in chat, I discovered while kind of watching Rex roleplay, if you keep a chameleon the entire time, to get to the gauntlet, you actually can basically guarantee yourself one of the best final monsters in the game. So, what we're going to be doing while we're going through the gauntlet is we're looking for one of 3 specific meat drops. We're looking for either a demon load, a giant, or a sylph. We're going to be ignoring all other meat. Luckily, those are 3 monsters we should see with some amount of regularity. But basically, eating the meat of any of those 3 monsters will ensure that our chameleon becomes either a bone king or a white. Becoming that means that once we eat the final meat, we will achieve perfection as Slime God.
There's something about the phrase "eat the final meat" that sounds like, I don't know, like you're at a really fancy prefix dinner or something.
Have you ever gone to a Brazilian steakhouse?
No, I've only been to 1 or 2. I've never been to that many.
I got to have the chance to go to the one where they just keep bringing you like as much meat as you want. And yes, eventually you get to the final meat. Oh, come on, giant meat. Oh, no. Dang.
No dice.
I'm really
No
sad you
dice.
didn't smack me for pretending Brazilian was a number there. Ooh, Bone King. Wait, no.
No.
That's what we want to be, not what we want
Yeah,
to eat.
Yes, we want to be a jaunty skeleton pirate. So yeah, so we're looking for either the sort of the kind of like ogre-looking guys are the giants, the cute fairies are our sylphs, and then the little like demons are the
Demo loads, which is
demo
a
load.
poor translation of Demon Lord, actually.
Yes.
Right.
Also, see, Profnet's got my back. Yes, you get the Brazilian pineapple at the end. Oh my God, Brazilian pineapple is so good.
I like how the meat looks on the Demon Chocobo palette. Nice and green, speckled with blue flecks. Delicious.
Yeah, so apologies if I'm not talking very much in this section. I am very much paying close attention to a couple of things, now including meat drops.
Yeah, before we used to kind of let RNG handle it, but now we're actually trying to wait out the meat drops for one of our 3 chosen ones. But we're also very closely watching Iris's amount of charges on her flare spell. She only has 5, and we basically need her casting flare in every single battle to get through this as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna save here because this is yet another one that I have. I'm gonna try to. It's always a little dicey, but
Oof, yeah, that is a little dicey. Come on! We've had good luck so far.
as long as the no. And this is the part where the no resets out of random encounters can be really brutal. Because you can get one here, and all the encounters down here in the gauntlet are actually unrunnable. So, if you get one and you reset out of it because it's not the Tianlong fight, that bricks the run.
Okay, but finally our little eyeball, our Durgan, has become their final form, which is a beautiful butterfly.
Aye.
I'm your little butterfly.
Green, black, and blue.
Are
Actually,
going to
that even
sting
works with
your
the
eyes.
palette. That actually works with the palette, doesn't it? Our butterfly is
does.
green, black, and blue.
Oh, that was a good floor, but now I'm like, oh no, we need our meat.
I mean, worst case scenario,
Yeah.
you just eat random stuff and you see what you got, right?
Yeah,
that-
worst case scenario, I just eat random stuff out afterwards.
I don't know how good it is to eat random meat that people drop behind them.
Don't
Look,
worry
they're
about
monsters, it's fine. I would also be interested in seeing just like, if there are other... Because there's a few good monsters. Obviously Slime God's the best, but like getting into a Titania form wouldn't be the worst either.
Titania is so obnoxious to get because there's no direct route to her. You have to like become your tier 5 and then eat things and hope for the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or other good things, and just figuring out a good setups for all of the good monsters off of the chameleon for situations like this where it's just like, well, I guess I have to start looking for backup meat. But again, this is a very new development for this game.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the main sort of site that we used to gather all this information from recently went down. So we've kind of been having to pull stuff off of like the web archive to actually do like route checks and changes and stuff. Ooh. That.
Yeah, this is a slow fight.
Yeah, this is going to happen a couple of times when.
Yeah, this fight has two monsters, both those, both the troops in the middle and the T-Rexes on the right have absurdly high HP, and it can be kind of rude to actually get through this fight without burning 2 uses of flare if you have them.
Yeah, okay. Here, I'm going to actually use Elixir on the chameleon, because I need them to live.
Well, we're going to have to play Meat Roulette. We tried so hard, Leggy, not to have to play Meat Roulette.
Right? Well, we might still make it if I get a random encounter. Because Fenrir is not playing nice. We really can't handle more than 1 or 2 of these. So, if I see more than 1 or 2, I am resetting every single time. And like we were talking about earlier, if we randomly manage to
Oh no.
Well, we're gonna try and take it slow.
No, you have to reset. Your chameleon died.
Heart Magi.
Oh, Heart Magi, okay. I always forget that Isis has it.
Never mind. That's a reset anyway.
More tornado? Yeah. Fenrir's like, tornado, 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 and when you have a chameleon with 200 HP, yeah.
Alright,
You
come
gonna
on.
fight a couple things real fast?
Go for it.
Okay. Just to remind everybody, we do still have one current goal open, which is the bonus game for the Celeste Farewell Race. Currently, it's about $200 away from meeting it. We also just opened up 3 new bid wars for a couple games tomorrow. The Legend of Zelda file name, the Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages randomizer file name, and the world name for Minecraft. So got some new options for bid wars for you to put some money to. Just hit exclamation point donate in chat for the win.
Well, anyway, so now we're basically playing Meat Roulette, which is we're just going to eat whatever. And
I will
see
say
what
that
we...
Leggy, I pulled the chart up. Mantis isn't even a C tier one, so eat stuff, and if you get into something that has potential, I'll let you know.
Awesome.
Thank you, Inven.
It takes a team.
That's why all 3 of us are here. Yay.
Yeah.
And Gambit too. Yay.
Musashi's
And
are...
also Gambit's here.
And also our
Arachne?
friend Gambit.
And then, how's Arachne look?
Nope, keep eating.
Yeah. I'll check in as I get them.
Theoretically, you can beat the final fight with just your butterfly and your robot, but come on.
It's always nice to have backup.
Yeah.
Also, this is the part that wrecks the stream. It wrecks everything.
It wrecks your hopes and dreams.
Well, I meant more like the background. No one likes this background. Why do we even have this background? I don't understand.
But also that super adorable in-party spider sprite.
Yeah, all the little monster like party sprites are super cute. Oh, I think you might have overstepped there, Leggy, by the way.
I always make that wrong turn. It's the
okay.
worst. Yeah, is cool.
It's also really annoying when Isis low rolls her flare cast. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
come on, tech support goddess. And where's all the meat? Why is there no meat? Like,
Well, I found the demo load.
No, it
Finally.
doesn't help.
it's really impressive, like how few meat drops you've gotten. It's like the game knew that, like, oh, did you want a slime god? Ha ha ha! You fools.
I mean, something marathon luck.
It's true. It saved it. It saved the final turn for the end.
I mean, yeah, it gave us like, you know, third try watcher. Like, this is clearly the you got a wizard staff.
Right?
That's not worth anything. There you go.
Alright. One more encounter, probably. And then it's final boss time.
At least
fine.
at least we didn't run into Haniwa.
You can run
I
from
mean, just
Haniwa at
run.
least. Yeah.
Yeah. Got an extra headbutt.
Wow. Wow.
Alright, here's our final boss.
All right, let's everyone please give Leggy your energy to hopefully get through this final boss first try. So this is Arsenal.
Oh. That's Tornado. Okay.
Oh hey, Tornado. Well, go for it.
It contributes.
Definitely
Yeah,
save
that's
some
a
of those.
solid 600.
Yeah, definitely save some of those for later.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about the final boss. The final boss, which is so complicated, it requires a flowchart to properly explain.
Oh, what? You don't like flowcharts?
I like fighting flowcharts. So basically, our sort of first 4 rounds with Arsenal are taking down its 4 cannons. So we got to get through all of those. Each one of them has 1,000 HP, and it has exactly 1,000 HP. So you can't start killing one until you've gotten all of them down. And now we are in the small smasher phase. So we're going to do our best to quickly knock this all down. And then eventually we will come to the big smasher phase, which, by the way, has a much better name in Japanese.
Oh, what's it called in Japanese?
The Starbuster.
Ooh.
Isn't that so much cooler?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, we should be getting into the, Yep, here's the Starbuster.
I'm going to call it. It's actually like a starburst.
Delicious.
Delicious. Also, we get the best music in the game. I know.
No, we already
I
heard
know.
Burning Blood.
I know. Inven is a fan of Burning Blood, but Save the World is definitely my favorite. So basically, we're now in a DPS race with Arsenal. People are going to. Oh, oof. Okay. We're down to our one floaty friend.
Yeah, remember when we were talking about, and I made that offhand comment about, yeah, you don't want Absorb to miss? If Absorb misses... Oh. Alright, round 2, we got this time.
Yeah, this is just how Arsenal is.
Arsenal can just be a butt.
Yeah, this is not out of the realms of things.
Like, again, at the end of the day, it all comes down to RNG. There's not a lot we can really do to affect things because there's so much RNG in the turn order, in whether or not an attack will randomly miss or something. So it's just do a lot of damage and hope for the best.
So we're just gonna go back around and try this again. Basically, we wanted to have the rest of our party survive as long as they can, just to help us just DPS down Arsenal as much as we possibly can.
Yeah,
So
the
now we're
reason
back.
why the Slime God in particular is super nice is it because...
Oh, Leggy, if you want a little more safety, you can take a turn with the butterfly to heal your robot up to max too.
We're back in Smasher time. Okay. Whew. Let's. Okay. Oof. Oof. Well, the human is still alive. That's actually real good for us. Okay.
Being at that 700 there is really good for Leggy, because the max damage a Smasher can do is below 700, so...
Oof. Come on.
Whew, low roll. Nice.
Yeah!
Hey!
Woo! We got there! When it comes down to the most advanced defense system in the entire universe versus one floaty boy. Floaty boy.
Yeah. Apologies about that. I think my phone kicked me out of the Discord call for some reason.
That's okay. We just thought you were being very intense and concentrating. Trust me, it made that final battle super duper intense on stream.
Oh gosh. But yeah, so that's Arsenal. Arsenal can be rough. And there's not really much you can do about it outside of just try again. By my splits, I got a 152.45, which, not bad.
Oh,
like, I'll always take us up
to.
to.
Were at the end there. Like, you
Yeah.
got so hosed at the end, not getting any of the good meat drops, and taking monster to the final fight I've never seen in the final fight before. So that's always exciting. Little spider friend.
Yeah.
Gambit, first of all, if we have time to show the credits, we will show off 2 more pallets. I think, how many more pallets do we have banked to
We
show
have
off real quick?
2 bad pallets banked to show off.
Cool. Let's pick one of those real quick so we can show these off during the credits. I'm looking... Actually, here, let's show off the nicest bad taste palette. This one's almost, like, able to be good taste, which is Sour Citrus.
Also, at this point, my hands are off the controller. We are fully into the final credits.
Yes. See, this one's not that bad, but it's also not exactly good. I think I made this when I had a much lower, like, tolerance for bad palettes. And then, Leggy, how about this? How about you pick our last palette?
Good taste or bad taste?
Bad taste. We owe the lovely people at least one more bad taste to leave in their mouths as we go into Resident Evil.
It's a good Resident Evil.
Oh, I know which one.
Oh yeah, obviously, Resident Evil. We have to go with Zombie Jamboree.
Yeah, Zombie Jamboree.
But yeah, this was Final Fantasy Legend 2. It is a super cozy and fun game, in my opinion. Like, of all the various speedruns I have, this is the one that is deepest ingrained into my brain. It's super easy to pick up. It's super fun to run. If you don't mind RNG just RNGing at you sometimes, I highly, highly, highly recommend you checking this game out.
And actually, give me 1 second. I will, if it's okay with the lovely folks, I will just drop a link. There we go. If you would also like to come and join us, there we go. Let me get that link in there properly. You can go to speedrun.com/FFL2. That is the speedrun.com page. On there, you will find a link to the community Discord. And we're super duper happy to have more people come in and join. And you can definitely come and reach out to any of us, and we'll be happy to give you guides, let you know how to join in.
Scala, unfortunately, the link got borked, so if you want to send it to, I believe,
I will send it
Blaze.
to Blaze. I will send it to Blaze. It's going to be Discord DM for you, Blaze, because I can't open up Twitch right now. And finally, we get to have the end, where we get to go on another adventure for the Lost Ark, but this time Mom's along, so Adventure Mom time. Fun fact, you can find our lovely family in Final Fantasy Legend 3 if you go looking for them.
In the original or the remake?
I believe they're in the original. I know for sure they're in the remake, because that confirmed our unified dad theory.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
But there we go, and we get to have the oh, that's such a good searing the end screen.
Right.
So thank you all for having us. By the way, Gambit, can you tell us? Do you know roughly how much the Good Taste versus Bad Taste donation bid war raised?
Sure. Give me just a second. The total amount between both was $340. It was $201
Awesome.
to Bad Taste, $139 to Good Taste.
That makes me super duper happy. As the person who kind of came up with, to be fair, I did take this from Big Fong Balls, who kind of came up with it originally for Final Fantasy Legend 3. But I've sort of been doing this for FFL2 for a while now, and it always makes me super duper happy to see marathons, because it's a wonderful way to raise a lot of money for a good cause. And thank you all so much. And we'll turn it back on over to our wonderful planning committee. So thank you. I've been Scala Kitty.
You're still Scala Kitty, though.
Yes. And the rest of our couch has been.
I'm Invenerable. Thank you for having us with you, Leggy. Love the run. Love you, friend. Glad to help out any way we can.
Yeah, no, I always love any excuse to hang out with you all. Once again, I'm leggystarscrea, and if you like nonsense with too much randomness, well, I'm your girl.
Well, Leggy, thank you so much for allowing me to host your run. It is a pleasure, as always. Scala and Venerable for being on the couch. This has been a great run, as it always is, interacting here with you guys. We're going to toss it over to intermission while we get set up for our last run of the night, which is going to be Resident Evil 2 with Amadi Fox, and we'll be back shortly.